In today's video, we're going to review a popular automotive hand pump used to add oil into transmissions and differentials. These products are needed in situations where you can't fill a hole from above and instead have to come from below. This hand pump claims to inject 1 ounce per pump, a claim that we'll test towards the end of the video. It also comes with 4 caps to fit on a variety of quart and gallon-sized automotive oil containers. The affordable pump also comes with 3 different lengths of tubing, making it easy to set up the pump for the right size of bottle. You'll be able to use this product on quart and gallon-sized containers, which makes it an even better value. Later in the video, we'll use it to change out old transmission fluid in our Toyota Corolla and see if it is ultimately a product we'd recommend. Like past videos, we've purchased this product with our own money, so you can trust it will be critical when it is warranted. Let's continue unboxing the parts. These are the different caps. Again, it comes with 4 total, 1 that's already on the actual pump, and then these 3 that you see. To decide which of the 3 ones you want to use and plug into here, take this and see. That's obviously not going to get you to the bottom. That's going to be too long. So you're going to want this one, which will get you really close. To swap out the caps, you remove this nut, take apart the 2 parts, remove the old cap and put on the different sized cap. And it's simple as just reinserting and then tightening the nut on this bottom part. Make sure not to move it up to the top and tighten it there. Each time you go to use the pump, take off the cap off the bottle and then try putting the 4 different caps that come in the kit and see what makes best sense. In the end, none of these 4 actually had a thread pattern that fit perfect for this bottle. I did end up using the red one because it was the right size. It just didn't thread perfectly onto the bottle. So that's something you just have to keep in mind. So we're going to go ahead and swap off this red cap for one that's a little bit smaller. As I mentioned, the kit comes with a couple different length tubes. So if you're having difficulty getting to the bottom of your container, you can swap out with some different lengths. You could obviously even cut these to the exact size that you would like. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. So let's take that off. Okay. That doesn't tighten. Let's try. Oh, that does tighten. That's perfect. Alright, let's test out the pump by using it with our Toyota Corolla. Here we are removing the drain plug. We'll be draining the transmission. We've already released the filler plug, so we're ready to pump in after this is finished draining. So here we are inserting the tip into the fill hole. Interestingly enough, this actually did not clip in very well. I already changed out the transmission fluid in my Lexus, and it connected right into the spot and held well. Didn't drip at all until obviously everything was overfilled. But in this particular case, it just kind of sat there, didn't really clip in. I ended up taking off but the black clip a little bit later in the video, and you'll see with that removed, I was then able to push the tube a little bit further into the housing, which was the better solution here. So you have versatility to take the black clip out if you need to, which is exactly what I ended up doing. Normally I speed up sections of my video that might be a little laborious or boring, but I'm going to let this one roll in its totality. Part of the claim of this product is 1 fluid ounce for every pump of the product, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a counter up here on the screen that will match the number of pumps required to get this job done. Because we're putting in 3 liters, that's going to be about the equivalent of 96 ounces, so it should be about 96 pumps of the hand. And while that number sounds pretty high and like it would take a long time, you'll actually see as you watch this footage that it actually doesn't take that long to drain the majority of this bottle. So again, it's a little bit boring. You'll see a little bit in this footage of me kind of struggling to keep the tip on. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I do eventually take the black piece out and just push the tube further in to the orifice so it remains better, but you'll at least see in this particular section of the video of me just being able to, put in some good pumps with my hand. Kind of an awkward small space as the car was just lifted up on jack stands. and the bottle's pretty large. But I was able to find a void underneath the vehicle to where I could allow the pump handle to extend upwards and ultimately get the job done. So not ideal. In a perfect world, we'd have a professional lift that lifts the car super high into the air, but that's just not the case here. So dealing with what we have, and ultimately we're able to get the job done, and the pump did work really well. I've had pumps earlier in my life that took longer, and this one seemed to move product pretty quickly. So you'll see here shortly, there's a little bit of messiness, again, with the black clip not doing a great job, but as I take that out and then later insert the full hose into the transmission housing, I'm able to finally get enough fluid to where it starts to overflow, and you'll start to see a really big mess of oil dripping down onto my catch pan once that happens. So we're not too far away. It's going to happen here pretty soon. As I was noticing the mess here and realized that I hadn't actually pumped the full 3 liters yet, which is what I took out of the vehicle, that's when I kind of made the decision, you know what, this black clip is kind of causing more problems than it's actually solving. So that's where, again, I take it out, remove it from the hose, and then just insert the hose directly into the transmission body. So again, after this video is concluded, I'll upload and add a little counter so you can see total number of pumps, so you can get an idea of if it truly did take 96 pumps. But as you'll see, it really only took 2 or 3 minutes of good pumping to basically empty out 3 liters from this bottle into the transmission. So overall, I felt it did a pretty quick job, and could have been definitely worse. Alright, so here we are removing the hose from the transmission, taking off the black clip. It just twisted off pretty easily, and then reinserting the hose a little bit further and deeper into the fill hole, which made it hold better and leak less. But you'll soon see as we get pumping here shortly that it actually starts overfilling. So it definitely was pumping pretty quickly. I would also have to mention that a lot of the pumps weren't full pumps. As you can see, I often don't go all the way to the very bottom. That was a pretty good one, as are most of these, but a lot of the other times that I pumped, it wasn't fully going from the very top to the very bottom. So even though you will see the pump counter on the screen, the truth is I wasn't truly giving it a full pump each time. I think towards the end of the video I got a little bit better at doing a full pump each time, but as you can see, even in these ones, I'm letting up the last inch or so. Had I done full pumps all the way through, I think I actually would have probably finished at around 100 pumps, but instead you'll see, I get up around, I think 140, 150 before the fluid starts, spilling out, which is, 3 liters worth of product. Alright, we're just seconds away from it starting to overflow. You'll see a lot of dripping going on the right when we've filled up to the fill level. We're about 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes into pumping, so definitely not as fast as advertised, but still pretty efficient for such an inexpensive item. So the math again checks out. If it pumps 1 ounce per pump, then it would have took about 100 pumps to do 3 liters. As you can see, definitely got up into the 140s there. So not exactly accurate, but in my opinion, still a pretty good job. With the leftover oil I did not use, I wanted to compare it to the oil I removed from the vehicle just to see how much of a difference it made. When you're done with the product, wipe it down with paper towels. Insert towels in the ends and place it in a large gallon Ziploc bag for storage. This will keep it clean for next use. There you have it. This cheap hand pump gets the job done. It wasn't as fast as advertised, but was still efficient and easy to use. Because this product was similar in price on Amazon to pumps that came with 1 cap size, I would say this is an excellent value as it'll work on a variety of different bottles. While the black clip may not work on all fill holes, it is nice when it does and can be taken off easily when it doesn't. As mentioned earlier, we've linked all the items in the video description below, which, by the way, if you click on one of those links and buy something, shortly after I might get a small kickback at no cost to you. Also, there's a way to help small creators like myself via the super thanks button below the video. And lastly, it wouldn't be a video from the internet if I didn't ask you to hit the subscribe button. At least my pleading was at the end of the video, so you didn't have to sit through that before getting the information you came for. Regardless of what you may or may not do, I appreciate your time.